Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti-Vikasa Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti-Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshtari Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So I welcome you all for Brahma-saṁhitā discussions. Today we are discussing Shloka 34. Krishna willing. Pantastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo vayoratha vimanaso muni pungavanam sopyasti yat prapadasimya vichintya tattve govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Nari translation purport to Shloka 34. Translation. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord. Only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane extending over thousands of millions of years. Okay, so I'll just read the purport. The attainment of the lotus feet of Govinda consists in the realization of unalloyed devotion. Right, the first sentence hits the point of the shloka. Now, this is the essence of the shloka, that even yogis and jnanis, after billions of years, millions of years, they are not able to realize Supreme Lord, Bhagavan, in his personal feature. So first line of the purport itself reveals the secret. The attainment of the lotus feet of Govinda consists in the realization of unalloyed devotion. The Kaivalya, realized non-alternative state, which is attained by the Ashtanga yogis by practicing trance for thousands of millions of years, and the state of merging into the non-differentiated impersonality of the Godhead beyond the range of limitation attained by non-dualists after a similar period passed in a distinguish between the spiritual and non-spiritual and eliminating things of the limited sphere one after another by formula, not this, not that, are simply the outskirts of the lotus feet of Kṛṣṇa and not the lotus feet themselves. Now this is very important to understand that Kaivalya realized non-alternative state, which is attained by Ashtanga yogis. So Ashtanga yogis also are considered impersonalists to the largest extent because they appreciate, even if they see Paramatma in the heart, they appreciate just his powers. They're kind of silent appreciators. Like, wow, this is amazing. The Lord is in everyone's heart. The Lord is in every atom. He is everywhere. He sustains everything. He has so many potencies. This is all amazing. The creation, how it took place, and this. So they appreciate the Lord and his potencies, but there is no concept of service. There is no clear understanding that Nitya Kṛṣṇa Das, the Jiva is Nitya Kṛṣṇa Das. It's not clear at that point of time. So it's kind of something, though they accept that there is a form of the Lord in the heart of everyone, they are seeing it, still that desire to render service is not there. So they also merge into Brahman. If they don't do that step, if they don't, from appreciation, if they don't come to the point of desiring the service of the Lord, then they get stuck into this impersonal concept. So they may practice trance for thousands of millions of years. That's a lot. We are talking about thousands of millions of years. And the state of merging into non-differentiated impersonality of Godhead. Look at this definition. Non-differentiated impersonality of Godhead. Because ultimately is a person. So they are trying to merge into the impersonal aspect of the Lord. But its impersonal aspect of the Lord is aspect of the Lord. It's the aspect of his personality, that he has his Brahma-jyoti impersonal aspect. Beyond the range of limitation, attained by non-dualist after a similar period passed in this distinguishing between spiritual, non-spiritual. So same thing for the Gyanis, non-dualists, monists. After similar period passed, thousands or millions of years, in distinguishing between spiritual, non-spiritual, and eliminating things of the limited sphere, one after another, by the formula, not this, not that. This is the neti-neti methodology of Sankhya recommended in Chandogya Upanishad, that you should analyze whatever you observe, whatever you conceive within material world, and eliminate all material things that they are not Brahman, by their qualities, by understanding of their nature. Then you understand something you see in material, you see the tree. A tree is not Brahman. Why? It's not absolute, it's not eternal, it's temporary, for example. There's no potencies to create something else. Banana tree can create bananas, for example. Nothing more than that. So by comparing it, I mean, this is a really gross example again, but idea is that you analyze all the elements, basically, fire, water, ether, air, the earth. You analyze the mind, you analyze the senses, you analyze every single thing, all the 23 elements, and you understand that none of this is absolute, none of that is Brahman. Neti-neti, it's not this, it's not that, it's not this, it's not that. So by eliminating all material aspect, you're supposed to remain with pure spiritual aspect as a realization. So that was recommended. That's recommended, and you can understand this is non-devotional process. We also do. We also teach. Kṛṣṇa also teach. What is soul? Na jayate, mriyate, vakataji. Is not born. First negation is given. Because we are embodied in material world, so it's very easy to say, is not born. So you're not describing what it is. Indirectly, you're describing what it is. It's not born means it's eternal, unborn. So this is described here, that neti-neti process, and the Gyanis, they adopted Mayavadis, they favor it very much, you know. But how practical it is, how much you can do by your own. This is Aroha Pantha, your own, by your own strength of your own intellect, your own tapas, your own knowledge, your own strength, you are trying to understand what is Lord. Recently, one of the present popular gurus in India was asked on Twitter by a disciple or aspiring disciple that, what is the goal of life, Guruji, Gurudev, what is the goal of life? And he said, put on paper what is not goal of life. And last thing will remain, it will be goal of life. So he indicated to this neti-neti process, but really didn't explain it, you know, because to do this to some young boy who was asking this, it's inconceivable, it's impossible. Put on paper what is not goal of life. Okay, computer, goal of life. No, it's not goal of life. Money may not be goal of life. Car, not goal of life. Okay, sky, not goal of life. Rain, not, you know, where is the end to it? You know, at least Sankhya's the teacher. You concentrate on these elements, and whatever is made of these elements is included, so you save some time. Unless you explain actually what is the point of it, you know. It doesn't really work, it's not really practical. It's difficult to understand. And even if you understand what is not Brahman, how are you going to understand what is Brahman? You know? Yeah. So you can try to describe anything just by describing negative aspect, and you don't say the positive one. Huh? You have to teach kid how to cross the road on the green light, but you don't want to say the positive aspect. So what do you say? Well, it's not red and it's not yellow. So it remains green, you know. Okay, but still the child may be confused. He says it's not red, it's not yellow, but father never say, is it green? So it must be, kind of, you know. So you see, you know, it kind of leaves you have to do it on your own, kind of, you know. Okay, so now look at this. The Ashtanga yogis, after thousands or millions of years of meditation, means they control their senses, they control their mind. They're really not gross materialists. These are not people who indulge in sense gratification. This is very rare. How many people today can control mind and senses? How many people today have realization that I'm not this body? How many people are qualified to do meditation today? which is Satya Yoga process. No? And here, these are practicing trance. Trance means they achieve samadhi level of Ashtanga yoga, of 8 processes. They are already on samadhi, dhyana, dharana, samadhi. They are really big yogis. They are not karmis, you know. Thousands of millions of years they practice. What do they achieve? The outskirts of lotus feet, not the lotus feet themselves. What is outskirt of lotus feet of the Lord? We'll come in a minute. And Gyan is also doing neti. It's not this, not that. What is it? It's outskirt of lotus feet of the Lord. What is the outskirt of lotus feet of the Lord? It's a Brahma-jyoti. It's a effulgence of Lord's feet. And this is confirmed in Bhagavatam itself. This is in the, where is it, 4th canto, 4:24-52. When Lord Shiva offers prayers. Did I share the screen? Yes, you're having? Padasharat Padma Palasharochisha. Nakad Yubir. His nails emanate such a effulgence, Brahma-jyoti, from lotus feet of the Lord. Look at this. Lord Shiva offers prayers. Mighty Lord, your 2 lotus feet are so beautiful that they appear like 2 blossoming petals of the lotus flower, which grows during the autumn season. Indeed, the nails of your lotus feet emanate such a great effulgence that they immediately dissipate all the darkness in the heart of a conditioned soul. Mighty Lord, kindly show me that form of yours, which always dissipates all kinds of darkness in the heart of a devotee. Mighty Lord, you are the supreme spiritual master of everyone. Therefore, all conditioned souls covered with the darkness of ignorance can be enlightened by you as a spiritual master. So here really what we are focusing on is that from Lord's nails, there's such a shining effulgence. So this is what they get. What do they get? They get merging into Brahman, just the effulgence, but not the feet themselves. They are not able to actually achieve the Lord. They are not able to realize the Lord. They are not able to actually get phalam of their severe practices, of their austerities, of their knowledge, of their discrimination, that Vivek engaged in 1980, you know, for after millions of years. No? Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam mam prapadyante vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So this is what it is. It's after many, many, many lifetimes confirmed what Kṛṣṇa says in Gita, Brahma-saṁhitā also says. Okay. The long and short of the matter is this. Kaivalya, or merging into Brahman, constitutes the line of demarcation between the world of limitation and the transcendental world. So that merging into Brahman, that really, that realization or attainment of that goal, merging into Brahma-jyoti, where you will go? You will go at the border of spiritual material world. This is what it says. Constitutes the line of demarcation between world of limitation and transcendental world. Between material and spiritual world, there is Brahma-jyoti. And this is what you will achieve. For unless we step beyond them, we can have no taste of variegatedness of the transcendental sphere. Unless we step beyond them, no? Unless you cross the Brahma-jyoti, you cannot have taste for varieties of transcendental sphere, for planets, for forms, for pastimes, for associates of the Lord. None of this you will see. You have to step further. And what is that step? That is Bhakti Yoga. These conditions are simply absence of misery arising from mundane affinity, but are not real happiness or felicity. What is that? That when you realize Brahman, what is actually, what do you get? You get this state that I'm not part of material world. I don't have to experience Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. I don't have to suffer in material world. Okay. But because you're not engaged in devotion service, you don't get Ananda, Prema Ananda. You don't get that bliss. So what is the happiness? Happiness is, okay, I'm not suffering material. You say, I'm not suffering. All right. So it's kind of happiness. Absence of misery, if you call happiness, fine. That's fair enough definition. But therefore, not real happiness or felicity. Felicity means another pleasure giving. Felicity, how do you say?
Felicity.
Felicity, all right. If the absence of misery be called a bit of pleasure, then also that bit is very small and of no consequence. So now, Brahmananda, the joy of realizing Brahman, is compared to the little water in the calf's hoof print in the muddy floor of Goshala in the rainy season. So how much water comes in the calf's hoof print? 2 cubic inches, And that is compared to Premananda, an ocean of Bhakti Rasamrita, ocean of love of God. No? So insignificant. Why is this mentioned? Very small and of no consequence. Why of no consequence? Because you fell down. Adopatant. Avishuddha. You fell down from Brahman realization. You cannot, because it is not your constitutional position. Without service of the Lord, one cannot stay in Brahman. That's not possible. One again takes birth in material. It is not sufficient to destroy condition of materiality. But the real gain to the jiva is his eternal existence in his self-realized state. So this Brahman realization actually pulls jiva down back again into material world. And Prabhupada says this. Prabhupada said the jiva feels lonely because there is no service, there is no relation to God, there is no relation to other jiva. There are millions of jiva shining in Brahma Jyoti. Simply be aware, I'm eternal, I'm not this body, I'm not part of material world. But they have no concept of serving Lord and eternal Swarupa relation with Lord, or pleasures of bhakti, which are pleasures to give pleasure to the Lord. No concept of that. So what happens? They take birth and they become philanthropists, they become, welfare workers, they engage in opening hospitals and feeding the poor. They come back to material world. So, but Jiva's real eternal existence, his self-realized state, Swarupa, when he's realized that I am eternal servant of Kṛṣṇa. This can be attained only by the grace of unalloyed devotion, which is essentially chit or transcendental in character. So that this state of Jiva, actually, to reveal Swarupa, to enter into the Vaikuntha, to enter into the pastimes of the Lord, to eternally engage in the service of the Lord, these are the all activities of chit potency. These are all spiritual activities. Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogina seva. Sagunan samatityatam brahma bhuya kalpate. The devotion service is not materialistic activities. Apparently, from materialistic, with their material eyes, they may see, oh, this is material. They're running temple, they're collecting donations, they're simply living nicely, they're selling books, they're charging for prasadam, there are all kinds of things, they will see materially. They will see material activities everywhere. But nothing is material because it's aimed at Krishna's pleasure. It's not anymore material. It's an activity of chit potency. It's a spiritual potency. Mahatmanas tumam partha daivim prakriti mashritaha. Those who are Mahatmas, those who are pure devotees, they are engaged under the spiritual potency of the Lord. They are not engaged under material energy. So everything is spiritualized. Everything is Krishnaized. Prabhupada gives that example. When iron you put in the fire and becomes red hot, it assumes the qualities of fire. And if you touch anything indeed with this iron, it will burn. So it's not anymore iron, Prabhupada said. Now it is fire. So similarly, anything used in Krishna service is spiritual. The car, the computer, the mats, anything, temple, everything, stone, everything which is used in Krishna service becomes spiritual. Therefore, we respect, we honor, we Guru's shoes, Guru's asanas, everything Guru used, his stick for walking, everything he used in Krishna service, we worship a spiritual element. We are not seeing it as a material. And by touching those things, we get purified. Our consciousness gets purified. So this is proved. It is spiritual. So this is okay. For this, and abstract and uninteresting mental speculation is of no avail. So here there's that by our own endeavor, by our own spiritual, quest for spiritual things, by our own power of intelligence and mental speculation, one will not realize the Lord. It is not possible, even after millions and trillions of years. So, okay. So, Srila Jiva Goswami comments here on this shloka. I'll just read the word by word meaning, then we'll get some other inputs from this one. Pantha is the path, Koti Shata, thousands of millions. Again, remember in Sanskrit, when words are like this, Koti Shata means unlimited. It's just inconceivable numbers. Vatsara, of years, Sampragamya, extending over, Vaya, of the wind, Atapi, or Manasa, of the mind. Now in translation directly, you don't find these two words. I worship Govinda, primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by yogis who aspire after transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiating Brahma process of elimination of mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years. So where is the Vayu and Mana? Vayu Mana is there is alternative translation. Just a second, where did I put it? Just 1 second. I'll later will come to that. Okay, it's coming, the alternative translation. What is alternative translation? That one may travel on his mental platform by the speed of wind or the mind for thousands of millions of years, and it will not reach Goloka Vrindavan. It will not reach the lotus feet of the Lord. Only Outskirt, only Brahman can be realized. So this is what he's saying. Prabhupada translated a few times in his purports in Bhagavatam like that shloka. This was translation by Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, so Prabhupada did not interfere. It was left like this. But in the lectures also, many times he mentions this. When he speaks Prabhupada on this shloka, you will see, I have some quotes. Many times he just mentioned this. How you'll reach, even by chariot of wind or the mind, which is even faster. Then Prabhupada would ask Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, how fast is this Sputnik spaceship? Then he will tell some number. This is even faster, wind than the mind. And still after millions and trillions of years, you cannot reach the Goloka by your speculation, by your own Aroha Pantha. So these are very important words. So this is what we were getting from here, that that is impossible to reach, no? Muni Pungavanam. And Prabhupada said, not only the ordinary man, but the Muni Pungavanam. You remember Gita, Nara Pungava. Nara means a human, Nara Pungava. Punga Gavaha means the cow or the bull, or bull among the men. This is how he said, Nara Pungava. So here, Muni Pungavan. Muni Pungavan means the best of the munis, the best of the Gyanis, foremost Gyanis. They are trying, they cannot reach by such a chariot, by their great intellect. Obviously, munis are more smarter than us, we have to admit, it's a fact, And yogis also who can control mind and senses, they are also in that way, in material estimate, they are also greater than us today, no? And they cannot reach. Okay, so now very interesting here that the word, what commentators focus, and Srila Prabhupada also very much comments on this, is that avichintya tattva, beyond material conception. The Lord's lotus feet, simni, the tip, prapada, of the toe, prapada, pada, prapada, prapada, simni, are toes of the lotus feet of the Lord, are avichintya tattva, beyond material conception. Avichintya tattva. This is now discussed. So Srila Jiva Goswami gives commentary on this shloka, quoting all the verses explaining this point of the shloka, that avichintya tattva, beyond material conception, inconceivable to understand, is not possible to understand. Anyway, we'll just go through these shlokas. The whole commentary focus on avichintya tattva, inconceivable potency of the Lord. So Srila Jiva Goswami quotes Narada Muni, Narada Muni, when he saw the amazing activities of Krishna in Dwaraka, it is quite amazing that in a single body, Lord Krishna simultaneously married 16,000 women, each in a separate palace. What is it? It's an example of Avichinta Tattva, inconceivable potency. Now, what will your intellect help you here? If you don't know about the God's power, what you will think? What you impossible? So one scholar, Rascal, he said, the very fact when I heard that Krishna married 16,108 queens, they show me that there is no God, because this is not possible. It shows me that all these Puranas, these are all these mythology stories for kids, because this is not possible. This is what he understood. And what devotees understood, that Almighty Lord is displaying his power. Why 16,108? How many gopis are there in Ras Leela? Hundreds and thousands. What is the big fuss about 16,000? 16,000 just like, Lord was just like, oh, only 16,000. Yeah? How many? How many gopis are there? Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma, hundreds and thousands, and again, Acharyas explain, unlimited gopis are there, unlimited. And what they are doing? Dancing with Krishna in Ras Leela. And how they are dancing? Every gopi is dancing with Krishna. How many forms are these? Not 16,000. Hundreds and thousands and hundreds and thousands. And not that Krishna again is not there. He is again on other places. He's in all avatars. He's in all places. He's in everyone's heart. This is called Avichinta Tattva. He's everywhere. Where is the place when there is no Krishna? The people ask, where is God? And when you read Vedas, where is not God? That's more difficult to answer, than where is God, That's easy, everywhere, Where is not God? Tell me the place that God is not there. Then we'll give you some credibility, Mr. Scientist, So, again, Srila Jiva Goswami quotes, Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Eko Vashi Sarva Gaha Kṛṣṇa Idya. Eko Pisan Bahudayo Vibat. Though remaining in one place, worshipful Krishna pervades all places. Though he is one, he reveals many forms. Again, inconceivable. Why? Because we follow mundane logic, it has to make sense to us. It cannot be contradictory. You are saying contradiction. I asked Nekatman, did you go yesterday out collection? Yes, I went. Then in 2 minutes, he said, I said, so did you collect? Nothing. Actually, I didn't go out. It was just 1 minute before you say you went out. And now you are saying you didn't go out. So this is how we are discussing. Should make sense. You cannot go out and not go out. Then he clarified, no, I went out, but I did not go for collection. He had some other work. Okay. So it must make sense. So his statement makes sense. My challenge made sense till we came to some clarifying point. But now you explain this, that Krishna is in all the places. He is everywhere. And he is remaining in one place also. Eko Vashi Sarva Krishna Idya. Lord is everywhere and he is playing flute in Vrindavan always and never leaves Vrindavan. Lord never leaves Vrindavan when he is everywhere. And then Eko Pisan Bahudayo Vibhati. Although he is one, he assumes many, many, many forms. We have no experience of this. We have no experience. Simply we are not, it's difficult to understand. First time I remember when I came for Sunday feast, there was a devotee who gave class and he was explaining that in the Christianity you have one God, one form. Okay. In the Quran, you have one God, one form. But in the Vedas, you have one God with many forms. Because God has power to, why only one form? He can assume any form, any time, any place, any circumstance, as he likes. And the way he explained, he said, for example, for fun, he can just take another form. I'm stuck in this form. That's what I got this lifetime according to my karma. And I'm limited. No? So when you want to, do some work, you want to assume strong form, for example, or you want to, for some other work, you may assume some intelligent form. a little more gray substance in the head, in the brain. So it would be nice, no? It would be nice to have different forms, ability to have different forms, no? But we cannot. It's not possible. It's simply not possible. Sometimes I'm feeling here in the sun, in this white skin, better I have brown skin, And the fellow worker who is working with me, he's thinking, oh, maybe I should have white skin like him. He's looking at my hand, I'm looking at his hand. I'm burning on the sun, man. Why you want this white skin? He thinks, oh, so nice. White is so nice. Yeah, very nice. And becomes red also, for free. Buy one, get one free, So, but God has this potency. So when I heard this, I say, wow, this makes sense. That is God. God had, why only one form? Then I was thinking, wow, this is really cool. These Vedas are cool. I have to read something. I never heard anything like that. So this is explained here. Okay, another quote. My dear Lord, although personally you have nothing to do, you have distributed your energies in interactions of material modes of nature. And for that reason, the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of cosmic manifestation take place. My dear Lord, you are self-determined and are the Supreme Personality of Godhead for all living entities. For them, you created this material manifestation, and although you are one, your diverse energy can act multifariously. This is inconceivable to us. So, Lord creates material world, and by that he employs so many energies to act and work. It's not for himself. He created, for the jivas. And although he is one, he diffuses himself. Diffuses himself means diffuses his energies. That in material elements, in material world, in subtle, in gross, Virat Rupa, all the forms, everything is manifestation of his potency. And although you are one, and still and then this one, he comes inside in the human-like form and plays part of the human being. Kṛṣṇa drives chariot, he appears son of somebody, he appears father of somebody, he appears, going for political negotiation with Kauravas, he appears to be married, So this is really inconceivable. Apart from creating it, then he enters also. And he's aloof of it, he's not influenced by it, he's not part of it. Name karma nilimpanti, name karma phalasprihaha. I don't have karma because I have nothing, I want nothing, I need nothing. I have nothing to gain. There is no need for me to get, I already have everything. I already have everything. No, God has everything. No. Why is it? Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. No. So these are all these inconceivable potencies. Again, Srila Jiva Goswami quotes Skanda Purana. Okay, let me see here. Skanda Purana is quoted. Inconceivable states are not subject to material logic. This is definition. Achintya kaloye bhava nartams tarkena yojayet. That what is the achintya? Inconceivable state. Achintya means not subject to material logic. Therefore we call it this definition of achintya. The nature of the inconceivable is that is beyond material objects. Prakriti param yach chatat achintasya lakshanam. Achintyasya lakshanam. That is very the definition. It does not fit in the qualities of matter. Therefore, it's inconceivable. And scientists are always stuck with it. How many times you heard this? It must be some scientific explanation. It must be some reasonable explanation. There was that year, it was for Diwali day, is it? That all the deities were drinking milk. Whoever pours one spoon of milk on the mouth of the deities, they were drinking, and videos are recorded. And we were in Jaipur, and milk price went from 7 rupees to 120 rupees in 20 minutes, That's also inconceivable potency of Vaishyas. They can utilize the moment opportunity, But, deities were drinking milk. You can see that even now on YouTube, I'm sure you will find something. The small girl is feeding Laddu Gopal with spoon of milk, and you can see him pouring, milk disappears. And it's not leaking down. It's not leaking down, It's where it goes, And all the atheists, they really got upset. And it must be some scientific explanation. It must be some reasonable explanation. It must be some physical explanation of it, you know. So I remember Guru Maharaj was in Baroda, he phoned to Delhi, he was in Delhi. He immediately informed Pujari, try, you do, everyone is drinking. Pujari, what is this? What do I do? Pujari himself was bewildered by inconceivable power of the Lord. That, shall I try or not? But Maharaj said, let us try. So he fed the Utsa Murti there, So that was for one day and then withdrew. Inconceivable. Lord show, hey, I'm here, come on, Diwali, offer some milk. I don't know whether it was Diwali day, but today is Diwali day. Happy Diwali. All right. So the nature of inconceivable is that it's beyond material. So achintya means avichintya, inconceivable tattva. Not only one potency, but all tattva of the Lord is inconceivable. And what is this avichintya tattva? The feet of the Lord are inconceivable to understand for materialistic people, for jnanis, for yogis, for everyone. You can't understand unless you get Lord's mercy. All right, so we are going further. Brahma Sutra says, why this is so? Shrutestu Shabda Mulatvat. Contradictory states can exist in the Lord because the scripture states this. And scriptures are the root of knowledge. So because it's mentioned in Vedas, it's accepted that Lord can have and has inconceivable potency. And that is his opulence. And there is no contradiction. And he is not in any way less powerful or less perfect or less God. No, that makes him perfect. That makes him God. That makes him supreme. That makes his opulence even greater. God can do what I cannot do. That's what it is. God can do whatever he wants to do. That is Bhagavan. So, the conclusion is that Krishna is the abode of hundreds of mutually contrary Shaktis. And not only unlimited potency, but simultaneously he has contradictory potency, and it works perfectly for him. No contradiction. Okay, so again, Shruti says, let me see. Okay, there is one more. This is from Srila Jiva Goswami's Bhagavad Sandarbha. He is explaining further about the inconceivable potency of the Lord and quotes the Shrutis. And this is quoted by Madhvacharya. He said that this is from Madhvacharya. The Lord is not gross, is not small, is not average size, but is also of average size. You understood? The Lord is not gross, means he's not big, he's not small, he's not average size, he's also average size. He is all pervading, but not spread everywhere. He is in the beginning with no beginning. He is not the universe and is the universe. He is with qualities and is without qualities. Makes sense, no? So these are simultaneously contradictory potencies exist in the Lord. Contradictory abilities, lakshanas, his qualities, and it's possible. We know God is not big. He is average size. Balaram is a little taller than Krishna, for example. Bhima was taller than Krishna. Arjuna was of same size. Yudhishthira was taller than Krishna. Nakul and Sahadeva were a little shorter. So Krishna not so big. And then comes the Vamanadeva, two-step universe. Where I'm going to put third step? Is anything bigger than that? For example. And then what is the size of Mahavishnu? When the millions of universes come out of pore of the skin of his body, by his exhalation and inhalation, all enter. Even Vamanadeva was small compared to Mahavishnu, because he just covered, size of the one, length of the one universe. And Mahavishnu, how big it is, how big he is, And what is Mahavishnu? Simply expansion of Maha Sankarshan from Dvitiya Chaturyuga. So it goes like this. So what is it? How to conceive? And he's simultaneously, he appears and disappears. He's visible, invisible. Not average size, but also average size. He's all pervading, but not spread everywhere. He's all pervading, but doesn't mean he lost his personality. If he's in every atom, in everyone's heart, doesn't mean you cannot meet him in Vrindavan. Still he's there playing his flute. This is inconceivable potency, no? Somebody came last night. Guru Maharaj is here. So what should I play with words? Maharaj is here, but he is not here. No? Somebody came another day. Can I meet Swami Prabhupada? I said, sure. I took him to Prabhupada's Murti. Oh, no, I thought he's here, but he's not here simultaneously. No? You cannot say he's not here. He's here. He's present in his teaching. He's present in his books. He's present in his Murti. He's present in his followers following him. So he is here. But that's not what he was thinking. He was thinking to meet, So it's like this. All these things exist simultaneously. So this is the opulence. Okay. Now another Nrsimha Tapani Upanishad is quoted by Srila Jiva Goswami in the Bhagavad Sandarbha. The Lord is beyond inconceivable and conceivable. Look at this one now. Now you can't even describe him like that. Even that is not enough to know that he has inconceivable contradictory potency. Even then you will not understand him fully, because he is beyond inconceivable and conceivable. Beyond all this. He's spiritual and material. He's fierce and gentle. He's courageous and cowardly. Correct that? You see this one? He's courageous. He has no fear. And cowardly. Ranchor, he ran away. He actually ran away from the battlefield. He's great and small. He's pervading, not pervading. He's fiery and non-fiery. He has his face everywhere and nowhere. So therefore, people, when they read this, think, oh, God has no form. You see, it's not, you can't conceive this. So God is inconceivable, anirvachaniya. You cannot describe him. But is it not this description? This is also description of God, description of his qualities. But they are inconceivable. So unless we hear from proper source, there will be big confusion. Again, Vishnu, this is Brahma Purana. Oh Lord, you are without substance, with a huge form. You are not the universe. You are the universe. You exist with contrary qualities because of your powers. See that? Viruddha Dharma Rupa Sao, Aishwaryat Purushottam. Aishwarya, this is your opulence, your powers. Rupa also avishwa vishwa evacha. You are not universe and you are the universe. And that is exactly what we understand. God is universe how? Because this is expansion of his energy. Materialistic, what does Prabhupada say? Definition of Vishvarupa. Materialistic display of godlessness. Or godless display of material opulences. Why? Because this is material aspect of the Lord, Vishvarupa. But he is still Kṛṣṇa in his spiritual, Divya Rupa, Saumya Rupa. That's also mentioned in the same Gita when Vishvarupa is mentioned. Kala Rupa. That's also mentioned in the form. Okay, another quote. I offer respect to Lord whose form is smaller than the smallest particle and holds unlimited universe in his stomach. You see this one? What is that unlimited universe in the stomach? Namaste Studamne Spura Dipti Damne. Tvadyo Darayata Vishwasya Damne. That you are bound by the rope, and your belly is tied with a rope, and inside of your belly there is all universe. Because all universe comes up from the navel of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. Or Krishna shows in his mouth all the universe to Mother Yashoda. No? So I ask respect to Lord, whose form is smaller than the smallest particle and holds unlimited universe in his stomach. Contradictory description, completely contradictory. So this is Lord. Are we not impressed? We are impressed. We are, wow, this is amazing, no? No? Mother Yashoda did not expect. Open your mouth. Did you eat the dirt? Krishna opened mouth and see the universes. And she saw herself seeing in Krishna's mouth, in his mouth. This is, bewildering. No? Yeah, bewildering potence. Inconceivable. And we know in Gita, Maya tatamidam saram jagat avyaktamurti namasthani sarabhuta nachaham tveshavasita. Again, contradiction. I'm everywhere, but I'm not. I pervade the whole universe by my form, which is invisible to material eyes, and simultaneously all entities are with me, but I'm not in them. Nachamasthani bhuta in Pashchima Yogameshwar, bhuta bhrim nacha bhuta sto mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. And the living beings are not in me. See in my inconceivable power. You see that? I maintain them and protect them, but I'm not in them. My mind maintains and protects them. Look at this. everyone is in me and I'm in everyone, but nobody is in me and I'm not in everyone, basically. That's what it says. Huh? Avyakta Murtina means by a form which by its nature is beyond all intelligence. This is the explanation. What means Avyakta Murti? Form by its nature is beyond intelligence. That's called Avyakta Murti. You can't conceive it, you can't perceive it, you can't comprehend it, you cannot understand it, you cannot grasp it by your intelligence. It's not possible. Okay, so here the Srila Rupa Goswami mentions this special potency, not manifested by any devatas. 64 potencies Acharyas lists out. Out of unlimited Krishna's potencies, 64 are listed as prominent ones. Out of 64, Jiva can come in devatas up to 50 qualities. Another 5 are manifested Lord Narayan and Krishna. And these are given by Rupa Goswami. The next 5 qualities are common to Krishna and Vishnu expansions. Avichintya Mahashakti. First one is this one. Avichintya Mahashakti is the possessor of inconceivable great energies. So devatas, they cannot do that. Devatas, they cannot do that. Once there was some debate. One Madhva boy was talking to one Smarta boy. In Udupi, they are sitting on the bench, and I happened to sit on the same bench somewhere or other. I was waiting for somebody chanting there, and you can see these 2 boys, they are talking. And the Smarta boy is saying that, well, Shiva is Paramatma, also described in Upanishads. So Shiva is Supreme. And this Madhva boy is saying, yes, and that is also mentioned, that Paramatma, but he may be Lord of the living entities, but he is not Lord of everyone. But Vishnu is Paramatma of Shiva. Then he quoted something. And then discussion went on like that. And one moment, this Madhva boy said that, look, in Vishnu we have these avatars. We have this inconceivable display of hundreds and thousands of avatars. 10 are prominent, but many avatars, unlimited avatars. But that you don't find in Shiva's display or any other devata. They have certain limit. They have some expansion, like Kali has some 10 prominent forms, Shiva, Ekadasha, Rudra, like that. But see the list of Vishnu's avatars is unlimited. Then he went on giving names from the songs of Madhvacharya. Then he went on Madhava, Sridhara, Janardana, Purushottama, went on just giving lists. And this boy was, wow, I never thought of that. So you see this inconceivable potency of the Lord in that way, that what Narayan and Krishna, Vishnu Tattva, can display, no devatas can display, not even Lord Shiva. Not only, this is just one example I give you now, just of his forms, avatars. If you see Shakyavesha, Purusha avatara, Guna avatars, Yuga avatars, Manvantaras, Leela avatars. There is nothing like this for any devata mentioned, anywhere, nowhere. Not possible to have this many forms. And this is just one energy, one Lakshana of the Lord described. What to speak of his potencies when he fought with Shiva. No, Vishnu Jara and Narayana Jara. Vishnu Jara and Shiva Jara. No, they were fighting. No, so like that. So we understand that this is Avichintya Mahashakti, the possessor of inconceivable great energies. That even Lord Shiva got bewildered by display of Vishnu's form, Mohini Murti, who is the Lord of Prakriti, Lord of illusion. Okay. So look, this is one quality. Koti Brahmanda Vigraha. His form expands over millions of universes. This is another one that devatas cannot do. Avataravali Bija. He is the seed of all incarnations. Hathari Gati Dhayaka. He blesses even enemies with perfection. Atma Rama Gana Karshi. He attracts even the sages who are self-realized. These qualities, although astonishing themselves, become even more astonishing when found in personality of Krishna. Now this is, although Narayan and Krishna have the same qualities, but the way Krishna displays even these qualities is even more attractive when Narayan displays. So this is also explained. So the Jiva Goswami explained that the reason is that the fact that Lord appears as if an ordinary human being, while still possessing those wonderful powers and qualities. Narayan comes, four-hand form. I'm God. There is no discussion. He comes, he just shows four-arm form, immediately you understand, this is not one of us. He comes riding on Garuda, descends from Garuda, Shankar, Chakra, Gada, Padma, he's effulgent, he's powerful, everything is, immediately everybody bows down except him, I'm Supreme Lord. No? But Krishna comes as ordinary human, playing as a boy. Brahma got bewildered. This boy, who is holding in left hand curd rice with little lemon pickle between two fingers, with left hand, God is eating with left hand. Even we are scolding Gurukuli boys, don't touch with left hand. And now, person they say is God, he is eating with left hand. How do I understand this? How do I understand he's playing like ordinary child? How do I understand? I saw him crying of hunger for mother's breast milk. So Brahma got bewildered. Huh? So this is even more amazing, that he can play the human, ordinary human, still having full possession of all those potencies, and also displaying those powers, killing Putana, lifting Govardhan hill, doing anything. Baby, kill the Shakatasura, kill the ghost. They will deliver the ghost forever. So these are all inconceivable potencies. Okay, now when we saw this word-to-word translation, we saw that Vayu and Manas, two words are given. So this is alternative translation by Srila Prabhupada. Look at this. The conditioned soul may try to understand the Supreme Personality Godhead for many billions of years through their mental speculative processes, traveling at the speed of mind or the wind, but still the Absolute should remain inconceivable to them, because a materialistic person cannot measure the length and breadth of Supreme Personality Godhead's unlimited existence. If the Absolute Truth is beyond measurement, one may ask, how can one realize Him? The answer is given here by the word Swayambhu. One may understand Him or not, but nevertheless, He is existing His own spiritual potency. Look at this answer. How you can understand Him? Actually, even us means we are aspiring to be devotees. Even pure devotees. Nobody can say, I completely understood Krishna. It's not possible. Everybody understands how much Lord reveals Himself. And they understand this much, that they are in love with God, supremely attracted to Him, and they are not attracted with anything material, pure devotee. So that's enough to go home back to Godhead. That's enough to love Him. That's enough completely to engage in pure devotional service. But it does not mean that I know God. I know Krishna. No? Many times you can see in India, people are sentimental. They want to say also, we also worship Krishna as well. I know Krishna. We worship Krishna. Krishna is my God. Oh, nice to hear. It's nice. That sentiment is good and should be fanned, should be brought up fully. But more you know about Krishna, more you know, nobody knows Krishna. So look at this. You may understand or not, but nevertheless, He's existing His own spiritual potency. That does not influence His position. His position is unquestionable. And still, He possesses all those wonderful, inconceivable potencies, whether we understand it or not. The fact is the fact. This is the fact. Simply, this is the fact. Okay. So here, Srila Prabhupada goes on explaining this. There are two kinds of ways to understand knowledge. One process is Aroha Panta, ascending process, that by our own endeavor we are trying to understand God. And another process is descending process, Avaroha Panta. Descending process. What is Aroha Panta? Aroha Panta means I shall understand God by my own knowledge. I don't care for any authority, any book. I'll understand, I'll meditate, I'll think, I'll philosophize, I'll understand what is God. This is called Aroha Panta. And against this, there is Avaroha Panta. Look at how, you can say another one is, but no, against this, because it's completely opposing the idea of Aroha Panta. Against this, there is Avaroha Panta. Avaroha Panta means getting knowledge from the authority. There are two processes. Now, out of two processes, Aroha Panta, one who is trying to understand Supreme by his own limited, for him, it is said in Brahma-saṁhitā. For him, it is said, Pantastu koti shatavatsara sampragami vayor atapi manaso munipungavana sopyastyat prapadasimya vichintya tattve govinda mahadi purusham tamaham bhajam. So now this is translation, but Prabhupada explained like this. Now, Pantastu koti shatavatsara sampragami. By the ascending process, if anyone make progress with the speed of mind and speed of air. You know the speed of mind, how it is powerful. You are sitting here and you can think of thousands and thousands of miles away immediately. Just see the speed of mind. Similarly, velocity of air is very thousands of miles in a second, velocity of air. So the example is given here that if anyone travels on the path or ascending process with the velocity of mind and air, pantastu koti shatavat, and if he makes progress, not only for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, koti shatavatsara, millions and millions of years, if he goes in that speed, pantastu koti, vayu means air, by the airplane or Sputnik, or by the speed of mind, if he makes progress. And not very ordinary man, but Muni Pungava. Muni Pungava means the highest, thoughtful. Pungava means the greatest, and Muni means thoughtful thinker. If he goes on for millions of years in speed of mind and speed of air, still he'll find still no knowable, not knowable. Pantastu koti shatavatsara saga. Still the subject matter remains inconceivable, not definite. But here is the definite information. Just in the Bhagavad Gita, you will understand that Ananya Cheta, without any deviation from this path or Krishna consciousness, without any deviation from the devotional service in submission, if anyone thinks always on Krishna, Krishna says, Tasya ham sulabha. Sulabha means I am very easily available for him. Tasya ham sulabha partha. Why? Why you are so? Why you become so cheap to this person? Cheap means easy. Because nitya yuktasya yogina. Oh, he is constantly, 24 hours, he is engaged in my service. I cannot forget him. This is the process. Just become submissive and attract the attention of God. Then you will be successful. Just try to. My Guru Maharaj used to say that don't try to see God. You work in such a way that God will see you. God will take care of you. Don't try to see God. This is the process. So you see, why is Avaroha Pantha against Aroha Pantha? Because they are trying to see God. Devotees are trying to serve God. And they do so nice service that God wants to see them. If God shows interest in you, that's perfection of life. That is perfection. That itself is perfection. I want to see God. Oh God, please come and stand before me. Just like he is my servant. So Prabhupada is condemning this attitude of jnanis. They want to see God. Yeah, I want to see. Okay, I'll come. I'm your servant. You are treating God like your servant. That's not proper. God is no one's servant. You have to oblige him by your love, by your service. That is the process. Tasya ham sulabha partha. Anyone who is engaged in that way, in that submissive way, always, constantly, without deviation, in Krishna consciousness, for him, God is very cheap, easy. Although he is not, he is unconquerable. So take this process, Krishna consciousness, very easy. Look, 1966 lecture. Look at this, 1966 lecture, no? Prabhupada is teaching that don't try to speculate. Okay, so yeah, so then again, Prabhupada explains in another way. Govinda, the Supreme Lord, he is so vast that you cannot reach him by your mental speculation. Kote means 10 millions. Kote Shatavatsara. Similarly, millions and millions of years, with the speed of air, with the speed of mind, if you proceed to speculate, to understand Supreme, that is not possible. That is not possible. So many speculators at present moment, or in the past, speculating, they never reach the point. Never reach the point. There is not a single instance that they have reached the point. So this speculation process will also not help. Moga shamoga karmano, moga jnana vichetasa. So just see, it's a Krishna is not going to reveal to these people. This is what is the problem. Why? Why is not possible? Moga jnana vichetasa. Their endeavor will be baffled. Their intelligence will be bewildered because this is not the way. This is not the way to see God. This is not the process. No? Vichetasa means they are bewildered, that God cannot be perceived by our own endeavors unless God reveals before you. Just like if you want to see the sun, can you see the sun just as the time all over darkness? Suppose nighttime you whimsically, I want to see sun, I want to see sun. So what you will do? Put the torchlight and try to see the sun. What you are going to do? You have to wait till morning comes. There's no way to see the sun. Have you got any machine or apparatus or any searchlight? You can show me sun. It is not possible. So if you cannot see at night with your own endeavor, even a materially thing like a sun, do you think that by your own endeavor you will see God? How is it possible? As the sun reveals in the morning, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, similarly when the sun, Kṛṣṇa, will reveal before you, then you will understand. You cannot find out Kṛṣṇa or understand Kṛṣṇa by your own endeavor. Now that process is this Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Sarva dharmam parityaja. This is the process. Prabhupada explained now, solution giving. Those who have taken this line with faith and love, always engage in loving service, buddhi yogam dadami, then Kṛṣṇa gives buddhi yogam, intelligence how to come to me. Kṛṣṇa is with you, within you. You have no realization. Due to my material conception life, I have no realization. So you have to realize that Kṛṣṇa is there, and you have to purify yourself by service attitude. Then Kṛṣṇa will reveal. You will see eye to eye. So this is Prabhupada's quote. So you see, there's so much importance we are giving to hear from authority. People want on their own. I don't need guru. I read Bhagavad Gita. Arjun didn't have guru. He heard directly from Kṛṣṇa. All this speculation comes, That was, what was that? Who was that? Kalki, that from Andhra Pradesh person who imposes to himself to be the Kalki avatar. He said, I was working in LIC, life insurance company. One day I looked through the window, I realized I'm God. God with no power. And this is another inconceivable avichinta tattva, that such a fool can declare that he is God with no power. And another inconceivable thing is that there are other fools who worship him as a God. This is another amazing thing. This is really avichinta tattva. Okay, so sentiment is there, but knowledge must be there. Famous Prabhupada saying, Govinda is very difficult to understand by mental speculation, philosophical thesis. Philosophical thesis, speculation, without religion is simply waste of time. And religion without philosophical basis is sentiment. They must be combined together. So yes, we have feeling for the Lord. We have respect to the Lord. We want to respect Guru. We want to respect the deities. We want to respect the God. But that doesn't mean that we accept anybody as God. And that not that we accept anybody who puts turban and white beard that he is Guru. We see through the knowledge. We see through the Shastra. So both things, the sentiment is there and the philosophy must be there, combined together. Okay, so now that neti-neti process Prabhupada also described, the fault of that neti-neti process. Just few quotes, it's interesting, it's very interesting. Prabhupada explains, this is from Bhagavatam 6th Canto. Here the prayer says that the form of Lord is beyond jurisdiction of material form and is therefore inconceivable. How can you see Lord's form which is spiritual? We cannot see. A devotee prays, however, my dear Lord, be pleased with me so that I may very easily see your transcendental form and potency. Non-devotees try to understand Supreme Brahman by discussion neti-neti, nisheda nirvana, sukhanubhuti. A devotee, however, simply by chanting the holy name of Lord, avoid such laborious speculation and realize the existence of Lord very easily. So Prabhupada is condemning this process neti-neti because it's very difficult. It's very difficult for us today with our intelligence, our senses, our mind to realize in such a way. And anyway, you cannot realize it fully. But by chanting, simply by chanting, we can, come. So now this is in describing Lila of Brahma. Brahma stealing calves for Kṛṣṇa. That Brahma Vimohana Lila? Brahma, however, adopted the Aroha Pantha. Now Brahma is exposed here. No, he wanted to understand God by his own intelligence. No, he has 4 heads. He has body made of subtle intelligence, pure intelligence. He wanted to understand Krishna's mystic power by his own limited conceivable power. And therefore he himself was mystified. That itself was cause of illusion. Everyone wants to take pleasure in his own knowledge, thinking, I know something. But in the presence of Krishna, this conception cannot stand, for one cannot bring Krishna with the limitation of Prakriti. One must submit. There is no alternative. Natam starkena yojayet. This submission marks the difference between Krishnaites and Mayavadis. This submission marks. See why we don't like Mayavadis. People sometimes complain, why you are criticizing? They are also sadhus, they are not devotees. They do not want to submit to Krishna. They want to become Krishna. They do not accept that Krishna has form, qualities, pastimes, activities. They are not theists at all. If you don't accept that God has form and qualities, transcendental qualities and activities, you're atheist. You do not believe in God. It's so bad. It's really bad. The phrase atan nirasana refers to the discarding of that which is irrelevant. So this is in Bhagavatam shloka mentioned, neti process. Atat means that which is not a fact. Brahman is sometimes described as astulam, anav, akharaswam, adirgam, all a. When you have this a at the beginning of Sanskrit, means it shows negative. Arupa, anama, like that. Abhakti. That which is not large and not small, not short, not long. So Prabhupada quotes, neti. It is not this, it is not that. But what is it? In describing pencil, one may say, it is not this, it is not that. But it does not tell us what it is. So this is the exposing the faults. By Jiva Goswami first blasted Shankaracharya's commentary on Vedanta Sutra, really exposing like anything, So you are saying not this, not this, not this. But what it is, you are not saying. Say like this. Okay, I have something in the pocket. Let me see. Neti. Okay, you guess. What is it? What?
Not ladu. Nothing.
Ladu. It's not ladu. Huh? Pen. It's not a pen.
Chocolate.
So we can go on for thousands of years on the chariot of wind and mind. No, they'll never guess. Huh? I have what Buddhists like very much. Nothing. And nothing is something, and something is everything. All this speculation. This is called definition by negation. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also explains the soul by giving negative definition. Na jayate mriyateva. It is not born, nor does it die. You can hardly understand more than this. But what is it? It is eternal. But Krishna gives them, no. Aja nitya shashvata yam purano. It's not just negative. He explained. It's not born. But what is Aja nitya shashvata yam purano? Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. It is unborn, eternal, ever existing, primeval. It's not slain when the body is slain. Okay. So, I don't know, shall I say, shall I not say? I'll say. Anyway, fool I am, I'll say. Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, ultimate mock on neti. I should not say. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, Srila Sanatana Goswami explains in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. The supremely charming you remind me, after I'll tell you when we switch out again. The supremely charming transcendental person, Sri Krishna, is difficult to understand. Great demigods may know his supremacy theoretically, but they cannot begin to taste Krishna prema. Even devatas who are devotees, but they know theoretically. All Vedic texts are ultimately description of Krishna, yet his all-attractive charm is not obvious in the literal meaning of the Vedic mantras, nor in their ritualistic explanations. One must discover the secret purport of the Vedas, which is possible only by mercy of Krishna's pure devotee. Jnanis follow the process of atan nirasana, negating all inessential concepts to find supreme gradually in his impersonal feature. But to obtain a more confidential understanding of Supreme Personality of Godhead, this neti method is inadequate. It's not possible, it's insufficient. Vaishnavas adore the Supreme Brahman in various aspects of his personality. They worship him at different times as avatars, Narsimha, Vamana, Ramachandra, and so on. Each Vaishnava has his own favorite form of the Lord, his Ishtadev. Even though Lord Nrsimha is frightening and prone to anger, he has many devotees who constantly remember how he cared for Prahlad and protected him from all dangers. Now you see Sanatana Goswami, how he is giving this. Although Lord has this inconceivable potency, his personalities, still he is worshipped and supreme. Nrsimhadev is angry. Yes, we worship him for that. Huh? The more Nrsimhadev is angry, means the more love he's showing to his devotee. That's all. What is his anger? It's just manifestation of love. If you have love for your child and anybody is attacking your child, you will get angry. How much love you have, the more you will get angry. If you have no love, then you will also, nonsense, shut, give one slap. You also give him one slap. We no love. But because you had love, it turns into anger. What is Hanuman's burning Lanka? Why we are glorifying this? Burning Lanka. Somebody, these Periya people, they say, is it burning Lanka with all its citizens and houses pious activity? Yes, you fool, it is. Why? Because it's display of love for Ram. All these demons that deny, deride, they criticize the Ram. And Bhakta came full of love for Ram. And Bhakti was manifested as a fire. Fiery Bhakti. Hanuman, no jokes with his Bhakti. Burns 30% of Lanka he burned. He could burn everything. But out of Bhakti for Ram, he wanted to leave glories to Ram. Otherwise, he had full power to burn everything. Finish Ravana also. Everything finished with left hand and right hand still eating mangoes. That is power of Hanuman. He has all the power. Bhima said that. When Bhima saw the partial form of Hanuman, he asked Bhima asked Hanuman to show me that form you jumped to Lanka. He said that the Dwapara Yuga, earth is smaller, trees are small, mountains are smaller, cannot hold that form. So partially he showed. And Bhima so partial, for you had power to finish your Lanka and Ravana and everything. And Bhima said, of course. Hanuman said, of course, I had power. But glory goes to Ram. No? Therefore, I hold it myself. Whew, what a powers. Look at this, no? So look, we worship Nrsimhadev for his anger. Lord Vamana is also popular, even though dwarf. Dwarfs are otherwise not considered the most auspicious bodies in the world because of their karma and this. But we worship. His devotees remember how he covered the universe with 3 steps and display his universal form to Bali. Countless devotees for millions of years have revered Lord Ramachandra. Remember his example as perfect monarch. But the attraction of each of these avatars is but a reflection of Krishna's supreme attractiveness. Now, all these avatars are attractive because Krishna, this is all Krishna's qualities what are attractive in them displayed. No? And then how much Krishna is attractive? These are just reflections. This is just small attraction, how Krishna can be attractive. All the avatars of Godhead finally are his partial expansions. Each of them is the absolutely potent supreme person, but none of them exhibits all the aspects of his potency. Only Sri Krishna manifests completely the glories of God. Look at this explanation. It's mind-blowing, no? So, okay, we are extending a little bit, is it? Thank you for understanding. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada explained then what is the process of knowing God? If this Aroha Panta is not, what is the process? We know, no? Here, Prabhupada quotes in 10:14 that, my Lord, if one is favored by even slight trace of mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand Supreme Personality God are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. Same shloka in Bhagavatam, like what Brahma-saṁhitā says. The same shloka. So Prabhupada explained. This is the statement of the literatures. My Lord, one who has received little mercy, favor of your Lordship, he can understand. Others may speculate for millions and millions of years. Avichintya tattva. Still they will remain in the fathom of inconceivable energy. There is no possibility. This is not the process. It clearly described in Bhagavad, Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Simply went through the process of bhakti. Okay. Now Prabhupada says, Bhakti means Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, hearing, chanting about Vishnu, always remembering him. And there are 6 principles favorable to execution pure devotion service. Being enthusiastic, endeavor with confidence, being patient, utsaha, nishaya, dharya, tatat karma pravatana. So this is, Prabhupada lists these 6. And then he says, Satatam kirtayanto ma, always chanting my glories. This is the process. So what Prabhupada said, Bhaktyamam abhijanati, Shravana Kirtan Smaranam with Utsaha Nishchaya Dharyat and ultimate emphasis, Satadam Kirtayantumam. Kirta means a chant holy name or Bhagavat Katha. No? So you see in one purport how Prabhupada summarizes the whole process of and there are so many quotes. What do we do? Inconceivable potencies of the Lord now. Let's have one or two, just inconceivable potencies. Very interesting. Look at this. The shloka of Bhagavatam says like this. This is 10th canto. Srila Prabhupada speaks. Along with the cow boys and their own groups of calves, came out with an unlimited number of calves assembled. So Kṛṣṇa is going out with his gopas, tending calves, taking them to the forest, along with cow boys and their own groups of calves. Okay, every gopa had his own group of calves. Kṛṣṇa came out with an unlimited number of calves assembled. Then all the boys began to sport in forest in greatly playful spirit. Now look at this purport. In this verse, what? Kṛṣṇa, what side? Asankhyaṭa, immeasurable, unlimited number. The word asankhyaṭa means unlimited. Kṛṣṇa cows were unlimited. We may speak of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions, trillions, tens of trillions, and so on. But when we got further to speak of numbers impossible for us to count, we are speaking of unlimited numbers. So Prabhupada just counted how many calves were there. Such unlimited numbers are indicated here by the word asankhyaṭa. Asankhyatai. Kṛṣṇa is unlimited. His potency is unlimited. His cows and calves are unlimited. And his space is unlimited. Therefore, he is described in Bhagavad Gita as Parabrahman. The word Brahman means unlimited, and Kṛṣṇa is supreme, ultimate, Parabrahman. Therefore, we should not consider the statements of this verse to be mythological. They are factual, but inconceivable. Kṛṣṇa can accommodate an unlimited number of calves and an unlimited measurements of space. This is neither mythological nor false, but if one studies Kṛṣṇa's potency with our limited knowledge, that potency will never be possible to understand. Ata Sri Kṛṣṇa namadi na bhavet grahyam indriyai. Our senses cannot perceive how he could keep an unlimited numbers of calves and cows and have unlimited space in which to do so. But this is answered in Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Evam prabho priyanam cha damnas cha samayasya avichintya prabhavatvat atra kinchin durgatam. Here Srila Rupa Goswami said that since everything about Kṛṣṇa is unlimited, nothing is impossible for him. It is in this sense that you have to understand this verse. So this is the shloka actually. If you see word-to-word translation, alternative translation. Nothing is impossible for the Lord, his dear devotees, his transcendental abode, or the time of his pastimes. For all these entities are inconceivably powerful. Look at this beautiful explanation. Nothing is impossible for Lord, nothing is impossible for his devotees, nothing is impossible for his dham, his transcendental abode, and the time of his pastimes. That is also, nothing is impossible. No? Somebody was showing, I think that was Mahanidhi Swami, he gave an example of Dhanurdhar Maharaj. The personal servants of King Ugrasen were so many in Dwaraka, King Ugrasen, that if they hold hands to each other, 54 times they could circumambulate the earth, planet Earth. There are so many of them. Just personal servants of King Ugrasen. And how big was Dwaraka? And where are the houses? And where are the palaces? It's mind-blowing information. Why? This is a spiritual abode of the Lord. It's unlimited, accommodates. Can you believe this information? And this is really mind-blowing. And therefore we worship Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is Supreme Lord. Okay, I'll skip some of the quotes, unfortunately, for the lack of time, because this time is very much limited. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are beautiful quotes explaining Avichinta Shakti, inconceivable potency, comparing to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, comparing to touchstone. Although he can create so many valuable jewels and gold, but still remains unchanged. Okay, but I like to just finish today's Diwali, so we'll finish with another inconceivable lila of the Lord. Oh my goodness, there's so many quotes. How did I mess up this? Okay, so Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says that in this day, today, on Diwali day, that was the day that Mother Yashoda bind Krishna for the mortar, and Krishna broke the pot with the yogurt, and this lila happened today. So this is another display of inconceivable potency of the Lord. So I'll just read this one purport here. This is the shloka from Bhagavatam. Thus, Mother Yashoda joined whatever robes were available in the household, but still she failed in her attempt to bind Krishna. Mother Yashoda's friends, the elderly gopis in the neighborhood, were smiling and enjoying the fun because Mother was bringing more and more rope, and all the time was for 2 fingers short. So now became, first was like, okay, she will punish him. Then they know there's something is happening. Then it's happening too much. All the rope she brought still not work. It became amusement, become fun. Everybody started laughing. Nobody can explain. They were mesmerized. They were laughing. You know, when you laugh, how is this possible? How is this possible? They were all mesmerized. Similarly, Mother Yashoda, all the labor in that way, was also smiling. All of them were struck with wonder. So Prabhupada explains. Actually, this incident was wonderful because Krishna was only a child with small hands. So how you cannot tie him in the rope? Come on. And these are gopas. If gopas, they have no ropes in the house, then who has? You know, they have cows. They're tying cows every day. How much ropes they have, you know? I mean, how many? Nine legs of cows Nanda Maharaj has. No rope in the house. Come. To bind him should have required only a rope not more than 2 feet long. All the ropes in house combined together might have been hundreds of feet long, but still he was impossible to bind, for all the ropes together were still too short. Naturally, Mother Yashoda and her gopi friends thought, how is this possible? Seeing this funny affair, all of them were smiling. The first rope was short by measurement the width of 2 fingers, and after the second rope was added, it was still 2 fingers too short. If the shortness of all the ropes were added together, it must have amounted to the width of hundreds of fingers. Certainly, this was astonishing. This was another exhibition of Krishna's inconceivable potency to his mother and his mother's friends. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Brahma-saṁhitā ki jai. Happy Diwali. Hare Krishna. Okay, there are many quotes. Sorry, I skipped some quotes, but this is, you see, these acharyas, they explain to us really in amazing way. Okay, so Hare Krishna. So do we have any questions? We'll see a little bit on our chart. Do we have any questions? Okay, something is rolling me. I'm not getting Gaur Bhagavan. Something is. Are Kaivalya and Sayujya Mukti one and the same? Yes. What is this? Where is the question? Okay. Somebody is asking, we see stone mortar in Gokul, but Bhagavatam says wooden mortar. Yes, the stone mortar was added later, so it can remind us on the Leela, because wooden mortar was taken by devotees. Okay, wooden mortar will not survive 5,000 years. Do the Shaivas and Shaktas achieve their respective lokas as Shiva Loka if they don't recognize supremacy of Lord Vishnu? I heard that without recognizing supremacy of Lord Vishnu, no one can ascend to higher planes, even in material world. In Diwali, people worship God. Okay, so there are many questions here. Shall we do one by one? Do the people go, Shaivas and Shaktas, do they go to Durga Loka or Shiva Loka if they don't recognize supremacy of Lord Vishnu? Yes, if they are not offensive. If they are devotees of Shiva, if devotees of Durga, can you reduce that volume, please? Then it's possible. But the thing is that they should not be offenders, like Mayavadis or doing some papam or something. If they are really worshipping demigods as described in Vedas by Karmakanda, yanti deva vrata devan. If they worship devatas, they'll go to devatas, even if they don't know that Vishnu is supreme. They think Durga is supreme, Shiva is supreme, that's okay. But they should not be offenders, they should not be papis, they should be pious beings, worship devatas according to Vedas. That is what is said. Okay. Then, in Diwali, people worship Goddess Lakshmi for wealth and prosperity. Can they achieve some piety without worship of Vishnu? People worship Lakshmi without Vishnu. So Prabhupada explains, if you worship Lakshmi without Vishnu, you are actually worshipping her material form, aspect. You are worshipping Durga. You are not really worshipping Lakshmi. Lakshmi is not worshipped without Vishnu. She doesn't go anywhere without Vishnu. So worshipping Lakshmi without Vishnu is a mental concoction of material worshippers. And you will get some piety. Yeah, they get some piety, no doubt about that. Do people who perform religious practices without worship of Vishnu consider all sin? No, it's not sinful to worship devatas. This is the process recommended in Vedas, that you worship devatas. You worship banyan tree, you worship cows, you worship Ganga, you worship your parents. Gradual process is there to link you to the worship of Vishnu ultimately, to purify you. So it's not sinful. If you follow the Vedic path, you are not sinner. They ask question to Prabhupada that meat eater who worships Kali and offers goat to Kali and eats meat, or Christian who eats meat, are they on same level? And Prabhupada said, no, they are not. Better is situated Vedic person who worships Kali because he is in Vedic process. He'll get purified. And Christians, most probably, they'll be offensive. They'll criticize Krishna, they'll criticize Vaishnavas, they'll criticize deities, they'll criticize murtis, you know. So they are much better situated, those in Vedic path. So Vedic path is gradual process. So it's not sinful if you follow karma kanda. It's not sinful in that way. It's materialistic, but it's meant to purify. The Krishna system meant to purify you, uplift you from worship in lower modes to worship in Rajagun, worship in Sattva Gun. Sattvam sanjayate jnanam. Then you can understand theoretically that Vishnu is supreme. And then if you meet devotees, very easily you can advance. But if you Christians meet devotees, they just commit more offenses many times. Sometimes they are nice, sometimes they are very offensive to Krishna and to Vedas and to Gita, openly offensive. So how they will progress? So that is sin. So this Vedic system of Devata worship is approved and is meant to uplift others. But now in Kali Yuga we have shortcut process, chanting the holy name of the Lord, so there is no need to go gradual process, which is life after life. In this very lifetime we can achieve perfection by following 4 regulative principles, chant 16 rounds, take only Krishna prasadam, and always be engaged in Krishna service in the association of devotees. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande.